Putin calls it a special military operation. But in reality, it is a full-scale invasion. Russian forces launched simultaneous attacks on multiple fronts, heading straight for the capital Kyiv. Thousands of Ukrainian civilians were caught in the war, forced to hide in shelters as bombs rained down. Putin claims that Ukraine is an inseparable part of Russia. However, Ukraine is an independent nation, with its own language and distinct culture. Although once part of the Soviet Union, Ukrainians have steadfastly preserved their national identity. After World War II, Europe was deeply divided by the Berlin Wall. The West represented liberal democracies and the NATO military alliance. The East was under Soviet control, governed by communist regimes and the Warsaw Pact. In 1991, the Soviet Union collapsed, and many countries, including Ukraine, regained independence. Ukraine raised its blue and yellow flag high, marking a hopeful new era. However, NATO expanded eastward, making Russia feel encircled and threatened. Ukrainians took to the streets demanding to join the European Union. A pro-Russian government refused to sign a key agreement with the EU, sparking outrage. The Maidan protests became a symbol of the desire for freedom and change. In 2014, Russia swiftly annexed the Crimean Peninsula into its territory. At the same time, Russia secretly supported separatist forces in Donetsk and Luhansk. The conflict dragged on for years, killing thousands and displacing millions. By late 2021, hundreds of thousands of Russian troops had gathered along Ukraine's border. Putin demanded NATO halt its expansion and withdraw to its 1997 positions. The West refused, setting the stage for a large-scale invasion. In February 2022, Russia recognized the separatist regions' independence and invaded Ukraine. Ukraine's president declared a state of emergency, urging all citizens to stand and fight. The war immediately shattered millions of lives and hopes. The international community condemned the invasion and held emergency meetings at the United Nations. A wave of economic sanctions was imposed on Russia to isolate and pressure it. NATO activated its rapid response forces, ready to defend its allies. Ukrainian forces are fiercely defending every inch of land against brutal assaults. Hundreds of thousands of civilians have been forced to flee their homes. All around the world, people protest against the war and call for peace.